Hello you guys and welcome back to my channel. Moorea here, and in today's video I'm going to be doing an in-depth review on the new Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless foundation. This foundation has been reformulated, so I'm not gonna ramble on too much. We're gonna dive right into this video. This is a 4-day experiment but 3-day wear test for this foundation, so let's get right in. Okay, so this is day one of my foundation review test, and for day one, I'm just simply revisiting the OG formulation just because I want to get a reminder of what this formulation is like. And then day two, day three, day four, however many days, I'm definitely going to try and wear it 4 to 6 days. It really just depends to get a real feel on how I feel about the new Charlotte Tilbury foundation, but let's dive right in. I'm gonna prime my skin in various ways just because that's how I'm gonna get a real feel of how this foundation performs, if it works with other primers and things of that nature. So first day, I am taking my Milk Makeup Pore Eclipse Primer, and I'm also gonna use a little bit of my Makeup Forever primer. So here is the OG Flawless Filter formulation, and I'm going in with a brush, just so you guys could see what it looks like, how full coverage it is, the coloring, stuff like that. So this is my foundation all said and done. Again, remember today is day one and it is the OG foundation that I am revisiting and just getting a feel of how the formula works so that it's like I can compare it right up to the next day and document it for the new reformulation to see how they compare, to see how they wear. I am gonna use this today. This is the new setting spray from Charlotte Tilbury, and I am gonna test this out throughout the week as well, just to see how that goes. For context, I did spray my face with my One Size Powder Melt Spray. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna spray my face with this, and then we're gonna see what my face looks like once it's dried down. Okay, so this is my end of day documentation. I'm going to insert some pics, but this is what my face is giving. There is a little bit of a flaky piece right here on my nose, and that's just because my skin was dry in that area anyways. I do need to do like a little bit of a face scrub and get that off my face. But this is day one of the OG formula. The OG Charlotte formula, it was always nice. So I'm not really surprised that I'm satisfied with the results. Obviously, I've done a wear test on this foundation several times before, so I knew it was going to hold up. But really and truly, this setting spray for day one, because I am testing this as well, is really good. So stay tuned for day two, because that is when we'll be getting into the new formula. Okay, so today is day two of me doing my wear test with the new formulated Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless foundation. It is a new formulation, and the claims on this is powder blur technology, second skin, flawless looking skin, plus pores appear reduced, transfer proof, sweat proof, humidity proof. Skin feels smoother and more hydrated, wrinkles appear reduced, skin looks more even, improves the look of skin while you wear it. So this is supposed to be a lot less like heavy, more lightweight, but still matte but not flat. So we're going to get into all of those claims. I'm in the shade 12 Neutral. Just to recap, I did wear the old formulation on day one just to revisit what that was, because I obviously still have that. And now we're going to try the new formulation. Today, I'm going to apply it with a damp sponge, just how I normally apply my foundations. I've already primed, color corrected, did my brows, did everything that I normally would have done. So we're going to go right in, and we're going to go with 2 pumps. This is 12N. And we're gonna start going in, and I'm gonna start pouncing that into my skin. I think this foundation is scent free. The other Charlotte Tilbury foundation has a scent to it, but I'm not really smelling anything from this foundation. So that's obviously good for people who are kind of like more sensitive to scents in their foundations. You can obviously see this is a full coverage foundation. So So yeah, it is drying down. You do have to work a little bit fast with it. It's the same thing for the old formulation. You do have to work fast with both formulations, which I don't mind. But the shade match is perfect. 12N is definitely, it like looks the same to me as the Charlotte, like the old formulation. However, it looks less like orangey, if that makes sense. Like, I like this shade match a lot better than the 11N in the old formula. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply it to the rest of my face and come back with like my thoughts. This is my face all fully applied, and it blends into like my body. The foundation's a little bit deeper. My body is light. You guys can see my body is light. My body is light, but it blends down. So this is the foundation. This is what it looks like. I like it. It's again smoothed out a little bit more on the texture on my face that I have. And the texture on my face does not bother me. Like, it's skin. People are gonna have texture. Not everybody has like perfect, smooth, baby-like skin. So yeah, we're gonna go in and we're gonna do the rest of the face and come back with like my final thoughts. It doesn't feel heavy to me at all. Like, I am a person that likes heavy foundation, but this feels like nothing to me. Everyone's different. The way that people feel with their foundations and stuff is gonna vary. That's why there's so many different foundations on the market to appease to different masses. So this is good for me. But yeah, we're gonna do the rest of my face, and then we're gonna come back with my thoughts on like what I think it looks like. We're gonna photograph it, and then we're gonna wear it for like 13 to 14 hours. Okay, so this is my face after my makeup is all said and done. I did record a tutorial for this eye look, so it will be out as well. So yeah, I'm on a time crunch, so I have to go, but this is my face. Face is eating down. Love how it looks, love how it feels, but the real test is gonna be how it wears. So we're back, and I've had this foundation on for, it's midnight. So I've had this foundation on since, I want to say 10 o'clock. I've had this foundation on since 10 o'clock, so 10. I've had this foundation on for 14 hours today. Look at my face. I'm going to upload some pictures, and you could see a little bit of a glow here. A little bit of a glow here. You guys, the foundation, I have smile lines, okay? Like right here, but the foundation did not break apart in my smile lines. I did use my Makeup Forever like smoothing primer, like the oil controlling smoothing primer in that area, in the areas where I have a little bit more texture, and on my forehead. And this foundation is quite literally incredible. 14 hours. I was running up and down at work, on my feet all day. The climate changed. I sweated a little bit. Like, I got hot. I was cold. Like, I was outside for a bit. Like, I'm telling you, it went through my regular day and what's realistic for me. And for my face to look like this, my face has looked worse. Like, I think this is quite literally going to become my favorite foundation. This here, the way that this has held up, the way that this looks, I got so many compliments on my base today. Everybody's like, your makeup looks so good. I'm thoroughly impressed. Thoroughly impressed. Okay, so today is day 2 of me wearing the new Charlotte Tilbury foundation, and my face looks immaculate. Today, the only thing, well, there's a few things that I use differently. I use the same concealer and powders and everything, but I use the Made by Mitchell curve case to like cream contour and all that. I use this primer today. So I use the Yummy Skin. So this is actually a new primer that I'm also testing. I've never tried this before, but this is the water powder serum, mattifying and priming face serum. So a lot of oily skin girlies rave about this, so I decided to give this a go today with that foundation. I just want to see how the foundation pairs with other primers. So the next time I wear the foundation, I will be wearing the hydrating foundation, and then I'll really get a gist of my final verdict on how I feel, but so far so good. I think my face looks flawless yet again. We'll see how my foundation wears throughout the day. I set my face with the mixture of the Charlotte Tilbury setting spray, which I'm really enjoying, and then I sealed it in with the One Size, which I know already the One Size performs amazingly. So let's see how this wears today. So I'm gonna tell you guys right now, obsessed. Obsessed. This primer, obsessed. Now I see why people use this and the blurring balm together, because like the blurring balm smooths out the area. I actually have a smoothing primer, so which is from Makeup Forever, which I like to use. So I'm thinking I might use this with the Makeup Forever primer on top, just on the area where I have a little bit more texture. Although my face looks pretty good and smooth right now, I'm not gonna lie. I have texture on my forehead, I have texture on my cheeks. I've always had texture. I always talk about my texture. I always show my texture just because this is the reality that I live in. I have textured skin. It's not like uberly textured. Like when I take photos, you can't even tell, but in real life, like people have texture. Like it's fine, you'll live. But in terms of the oils, I think you like this is a really good like foundation primer, just like a primer. And then again, the foundation is chewing. The foundation is chewing, eating down. Like I just can't get enough. I've got so many compliments today on my makeup and my base specifically. So this is day 2 of me wearing the Charlotte Tilbury foundation, but today I tried out a new primer, and this is the Yummy Skin Water Powder Serum, and this is delicious. Like this is delectable. My forehead, it literally barely has any shine. Even if I compare it to like the first day I wore the new foundation, there was a little bit more shine, but it still wasn't that shiny. So the fact that it's even less shiny because I'm wearing a new primer. Chewing. There is a little bit of shine here. Not really like too much on here, but it's like a little bit and a little bit on my chin, but it's like so subtle. Like I could just take my powder brush and literally just dab my face a little bit and my face will look completely refreshed. We're gonna get close and personal right here. Foundation, it's breaking up a little bit, like barely, you guys. Not settling in my fine lines too much, like my laugh lines here. It broke up a little bit over here, but like again, it's just so minor that it doesn't really matter. My face looks good is what I'm telling you. So this is day 2 of me wearing this foundation for literally 13 hours. Chewing. Today is day 4 of my wear test. But day 3 of me wearing the new foundation. So day 1, I wore the old foundation from Charlotte Tilbury to revisit the OG formulation. And then I've been wearing this for the last couple of days to really test out the formula. The first day I used my tried and true, my Milk Makeup and Makeup Forever primer mixture. Day 2, I tried out the water powder serum from Danessa Myricks. And today I'm trying out the new Fenty primer, the hydrating one, because I want to see how this foundation plays with like other products and stuff like that. I've used the same concealer, so like the Sephora collection concealer, my One Size powder, my MAC powder. I use different cream products, like cream blushes and stuff like that. I used the Made by Mitchell Curve Case. I use my NARS cream bronzer. I've used my Jordana Tisha cream bronzer. Like, and so far, so good. Everything is playing together nicely. So this is the look that I did today. I'm actually just wearing Cosmic Brushes, neutrals, and undergrowth palettes on my eyes. So yeah, this is the look. We're going to do another wear test with a hydrating primer. And then I will give my final thoughts when I come back tonight from work on how I feel about this foundation. Okay, so let's talk. Today is the final day of me testing out the new Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Airbrush Flawless foundation. Stays all day and night. So this is the new reformulated foundation, and this is my final verdict, and honestly it is a 10 out of 10. This is a really good foundation, you guys. I'm not even gonna lie. Now, I wore it what looks like reality for me. I haven't tested it in a super hot climate. I haven't tested it in a super cold climate just yet. I can. Winter is upon us. But I've tested it in cooler weather and temperature changes on the inside while I'm at work. I've sweated in the foundation for sure because I'm up on my feet. I'm moving around. I definitely have bust a sweat with foundation on the last couple of days I've worn it. I've tried it out with different makeup products on top, different powder products, different cream products, different primers to see what works best, of course. Now, I have oily combination skin. I'm oily in my T-zone and kind of like normal everywhere else. I also have texture. So typically my favorite primers to use with my foundations in general is the Milk Pore Eclipse primer, and I mix that with the Makeup Forever, like the smoothing primer. Those primers are really good. I also love the OG Fenty primer, the mattifying one, but they've discontinued it, so I have to try the new mattifying one. I like the e.l.f. Jelly Pop primer, which is more on the hydrating side, more of like a gripping primer. And I have the Oil Sucker from One Size and the blurring primer, Secure the Blur. Recently, I tested out my foundation, this one, which I'm in the shade 12N, if I haven't said already, 12 Neutral. I tested it out the first day with my Pore Eclipse primer and Makeup Forever Duo. So that held up amazing. I had like literally no oil at all really on my face. Like, it was very minimal. The second day that I wore this foundation, I used the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Water Powder Serum primer. Now, that was the first time I ever used that primer. I was testing out a different primer with it. That combination is the best combination for the foundation. I actually want to test that primer out with my other favorite foundations because I think that primer is like really good at controlling oil. Today now, I wore this foundation with a new primer again, but I still feel like my face is held up really well. And I tried it with the hydrating primer from Fenty. So this is the new hydrating primer from Fenty. And again, I've used the old hydrating primer from Fenty, and I love that one. So that's why I wanted to give this one a go. And to be honest with you, this still held up my makeup well. This is what my face looks like. There is definitely more oil. This is the most oily my face has looked out of the 3 days that I've tested this this foundation. But rightfully so, because I'm wearing a hydrating primer instead of prepping my oily combination skin like I normally would. So I'm not really worried about it because I still feel like this looks really good. And I've had my makeup on the same amount of time. I've had my makeup on for about 14 hours. So for the oil to have just broken in through within the last 2 hours or so of the day, this is still phenomenal wear. Because when I was at work hitting that like 9-10 hour mark, my face wasn't oily like this. So I am a little bit shiny on my forehead, but not too much. I am mainly shiny on my cheek areas here, on my nose, and a little bit on my chin. But literally, guys, it's like, so it's not a lot. Like, for me to have had this makeup on for as long as I've had it on, this is good. I literally just need to take like a little dab of powder and it will look refreshed and like good as new. So this foundation honestly is a 10 out of 10. The shade match is fine. Could it be better? Sure. But the shade match is good for me. It does stay with its claims in terms of it being like super long wear. I am not going to be testing out the waterproof and all that kind of, but it is sweat proof. It is long wearing. It is mattifying. It is full coverage. It is flawless. This foundation also photographs and videos very beautifully. So honestly, this is like my top right now. I'm kind of obsessed. I've been telling everybody about it. Every single time I go to work, everybody that I've been wearing this foundation, everybody has asked me, what foundation am I wearing? I need this foundation in my life. So this foundation is really good. I do have other foundations in my roster, so like I have so many that I need to like go through and finish, but this is definitely a top tier foundation. Like, again, I've told you guys before in the past, Huda Beauty is my favorite foundation, and Huda Beauty doesn't even hold up like as good as this. So that's why I'm like, I want to try the Yummy Skin Primer with the Huda Beauty foundation, because like I love that foundation. I love how that looks as well, and I think that primer and this combination was like the best combination. So if you have oily combination skin or oily skin, try this Yummy Skin Primer with this foundation. Your face is not going to move. Like I didn't have, like, if I felt like I didn't have any oil by the end of my night in comparison. And I'm going to put the clips side by side in pictures so that you guys could see like what my face looked like from the beginning versus what my face looked like at the end of each night. But yeah, I really love this foundation. I wanted to do a more thorough review and wear test, really wearing it, like I said, trying it in different climates, different situations. Well, all of the situations were at work, but like I was moving around, temperature levels changed a lot. It was hot on one of the days and like super cool on one of the other days. So like all of those things matter. And then of course the different products that I've tried on my face, like the cream products and then the primers. So yeah, this foundation is 10 out of 10. I kind of already knew from day one that I was gonna love this foundation. Like that's why typically before, like when I would do wear tests, I would just need to wear it for like the day. I'm curious to see how this will hold up in the summertime though, and like a super hot climate, like if you're going on vacation. That would be a time to test, and I'll definitely be wearing it like in the winter months, so we'll see how it holds up then. But yeah, I definitely recommend you guys giving this a try. Go to either a Charlotte Tilbury counter or a Sephora and get yourself a sample first. Do a color match, get a sample of it, test it out for yourselves to see how you like it, and go from there. But I definitely think it's worth it. It's definitely a higher end foundation, but it's worth it. So I'm gonna be saving these for my super occasions because this foundation is tea. That's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this in-depth wear test video on the new Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Foundation. Stays all day and night. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.